Everyone, today we shall discuss a very important topic of Indian economy, microeconomics. Microeconomics is our chapter 1. Similarly, we shall discuss such 21 chapters. Okay, this is our first topic, microeconomics. So, microeconomics, do you know what is the difference between microeconomics and macroeconomics? Microeconomics is also called price theory, whereas macroeconomics called income theory. It means microeconomics studies for individual investors, whereas macroeconomics it studies for as economy as a whole. I mean, for example, here you check for a market. There is a supplier who is supplying, and there is a demand in the market. So you will get to know the equilibrium price and how much is the quantity the seller can sell for that particular equilibrium price in the market. So this price theory is used in the microeconomics, and this theory is beneficial for studies of individual investors, for studying the economy of individual investors such as households, firms, producers or consumers. Whereas macroeconomics it deals with the studies like monetary policy by RBI, fiscal policy of government. So all these things are related to macroeconomics. GDP, national income, they all come under macroeconomics. Now let us see what is elasticity. We say a curve is elastic or a curve is inelastic. How do we say? For example, you have a rubber band, so you are stretching it on both sides. If it stretches to infinity, then you call it is very elastic, you call it elastic, right? And if it is not stretching, it is like a solid rod and it is not stretching, then what do you call it? You will call it as inelastic. That is the difference. See, when I talk about elasticity of demand, it is change in demand, how the quantity demanded responds with respect to change in price. Okay, for example, let me take two curves, this curve and this curve. You can see this curve is more horizontal compared to this curve looks vertical. That means if I drop a little price, my quantity demanded varies a lot. When for little drop in price, the quantity demanded in the market is a lot. That such kind of demand I call it as elastic demand. But if I notice here, I dropped my price, but the quantity demanded did not vary much. This is inelastic demand. Okay. Similarly, we can look for the supply part. Okay, when do you call a supply is elastic or inelastic? For example, this is supply curve. So when do you call this is an elastic supply or inelastic supply? See, for example, here if you notice, it is perfectly inelastic. Why? I am using a formula, change in supply with respect to change in price. Similarly, I can use the change in supply with respect to change in price formula for both. So I can see that the quantity supply did not change when I dropped my price from here to here. And my quantity supplied did not change. It is always q minus q by change in price. This is equal to 0. So my quantity supplied did not change here. It is constant. Q is constant. That means this is a q is constant. My formula I am getting it 0. So this is perfectly inelastic. If I am getting change in supply with respect to change in price, here which term is 0? This is price, right? So my denominator is 0. This becomes infinity. That means this is perfectly elastic. Similarly, the same formula I can apply here. Change in demand with respect to change in price. So my change in demand, it is a lot when my change in supply is very little. That means I dropped my price with where there is a very little drop in price, but the quantity demanded increased a lot. That means this is the total value increases. Therefore, it is elastic, and here it is inelastic, the opposite case. So similarly, for whatever, whether if I need to find curve is elastic or inelastic, whether it is elastic supply or inelastic supply, all I need to do is check the formula. Okay, I hope you are clear with the difference between elastic and inelastic. Now let us see what is unitary elastic. If E equal to 1, it is called unitary elastic, and if my E is less than 1, it is called less elastic, and if E is greater than 1, I call it more elastic. I mean, say my E equal to 1. What does E equal to 1 means? change in supply. This is supply curve, right? Demand curves look different. This is supply curve. So this is my supply curve. That means my formula for elasticity would be change in supply by change in quantity of supply divided by change in price. So when this value equal to 1, I can say that whenever change in quantity supplied is equal to change in price, my supply curve will be unitary elastic. And if it is change in supply is less than change in price, then I will call it as inelastic. Okay, I'll call it less elastic. And when my change in supply is greater than change in price, I will call it as more elastic. Okay. Similarly, I can apply this concept, the same concept for demand curves also. For example, this is unitary elastic demand curve, and this is less elastic demand curve. This is more elastic demand curve. So I can apply the similar concept for demand curves also. You need to check. Now there are different confusing terms. Let us see what is perfectly elastic and what is perfectly inelastic. Perfect, it is very perfect elastic, so you can stretch up to infinity. So that means there is infinite change in quantity demanded with respect to change in price. Perfectly inelastic, that means there is no zero, there is no change in quantity demanded with respect to price. Okay, this is inelastic, matlab zero, elastic matlab infinity. This is in the case of perfectly dim. Okay, now let us see relatively. What is relatively elastic, relatively inelastic? Relatively elastic means there is a large change in quantity demanded with respect to change in price. But when I am checking for relatively inelastic, it is a small change in a quantity demanded with respect to price. Okay, I think now you have understood perfectly elastic, inelastic, relatively elastic, inelastic. This is infinite, this is zero, and this is large, this is small. Now I'll call it a unitary elastic demand when there is a proportional change in quantity demanded with respect to price. That means I am simply saying that change in quantity demanded is equal to change in price. Okay, now see, I am plotting a curve. When I plot a curve, I clearly get to know that my extreme points will be perfectly elastic and perfectly inelastic. Why? Because see, this is an infinite change in quantity demanded or supplied with respect to price. Perfectly inelastic matlab there is no change in quantity demanded with respect to price. But when I say relatively inelastic, it is there is a small change in quantity demanded or supplied with respect to price, change in price. And relatively elastic, there is a large change in quantity demanded or supplied with respect to change in price. And unitary elastic, there is a proportional change of quantity supplied with respect to change in price. So okay, now let us check what is income elasticity of demand. You heard right now, you have studied about perfectly elastic, inelastic, relatively elastic, inelastic, unitary elastic, inelastic. Okay, now let us see what is income elasticity. Income elasticity of a demand is nothing but percentage of change in quantity demanded with respect to change in income. Till now you are seeing quantity with respect to price, right? So denominator, just replace the denominator with the change in income, percentage change in income. So income elasticity of demand is nothing but percentage change in quantity demanded with respect to percentage change in income. Okay, for example, let us see this income curve. I am looking at this income curve. So there are three types of goods here, if I carefully notice. One is necessity. Some goods are necessary for us, and some goods are just luxury for us, and some goods are just inferior goods. I mean, some goods are just cheap goods. Cheap goods. Okay, so how does it vary? Necessities are normal goods. Okay, for example, let me say my income has increased. Now what will I do? अगर मेरी इनकम बढ़ गई तो मुझे लगेगा कि अरे शॉपिंग करते हैं, कुछ खरीद लेते हैं. अच्छा, आई वॉन्ट टू बाई सम क्लॉथ्स. माई इनकम हैज़ इंक्रीज्ड नाउ, आई नीड टू बाई सम क्लॉथ्स. So clothes come under necessities. For example, let us say luxury goods. My income increased a lot. Now I want to buy BMW, so that will become my luxury good. Okay, what is inferior good? My income increased a lot, therefore I will not go by bus, so the price of bus ticket decreases. These goods are called bus ticket, it is called inferior good. So I'll write just example here. Example maybe for inferior good I'll write bus ticket, because when income increases I will not go by bus, I will go by my own mode of transport. Similarly, luxury good, I can say a BMW car. And necessity, will you stop eating food just because your income increased? No, you will eat food, you will wear clothes, but you will try to wear some good clothes. So tell me, my income increased, what happened to the change in quantity demanded with respect to change in income? Of course there is an increase in change in income. What happened to the quantity demanded? Quantity demanded it for clothes. Are you demanding more clothes now? Are you eating more properly now? Yes, I need not buy many clothes because I already have clothes. So these are basic necessities that I regularly eat. So let me say this value is between 0 to 1, because this is my elasticity curve. Let me say this is between 0 to 1. What increases a lot? See, now I am earning a lot. That means luxury good. My income increased. Who are going to buy luxury goods? It's the rich people. So obviously, if income increased, the price, the quantity demanded for luxury good will increase. Why? Because income of the people increase, income of the population increased. Therefore, they want to show their status to the society. Hence, I can say that change in quantity demanded with respect to change in income, this value is going to increase. In such cases, the income elasticity is greater than 1. Okay, for necessities it is very regular, it is between 0 to 1. But when it comes to luxury goods, yeah, people are going to buy it when income is increased. Therefore, elasticity will be greater than 1. Similarly, inferior goods, if income is increased, who would buy cheap clothes? Bus, the quantity demanded, matlab, who is going to buy? So initially it is 2.5, but the quantity decreased to 1.5. Okay, and what about the change in price? Change in income. My income increased, but the quantity demanded decreased. So denominator income increased, it will be negative. Quantity demanded, this also decreased. So this will be positive. This decreased. This increased. Therefore, it will be negative. Okay. So total when I calculate, I am getting a negative value. This will be less than 0. Okay. That is what they are indicating basically. For necessities or normal goods, these are just normal goods. See, for necessities or normal goods, elasticity is between 0 to 1, and for luxury goods elasticity is greater than 1, and for inferior goods and elasticity is negative. That means less than 0. I hope you are clear with the concept. Okay, now let us see a very interesting elasticity. Still now, what did you cover? You covered perfectly elastic, inelastic, relatively elastic, inelastic, unitary elastic. Okay, and you have also covered in income elasticity. Income elasticity. Now let us see what is cross elasticity. Okay, it measures how quantity demanded or supplied of one good responds to price change of other good. Okay, so this is similar to change in quantity with respect to change in price, but this quantity demanded of good one, how is it changing with respect to another good two? Say, for example, let me take substitutes. So tea and coffee, they are substitutes. Tea, this is coffee, they are substitute to each other. Why? If I increase the coffee price of coffee, people will start drinking tea because it is cheap. So I can clearly say that increase in price of coffee is positive for me because people are demanding. I mean, change in quantity demanded with respect to change in price. So price of coffee is increasing. Price of coffee is increasing. That means change in quantity demanded, this is also increasing, right? Tea, demand of tea is increasing. When price of coffee increase, demand of tea also increase. Therefore they are positive. It is a positive cross elasticity. However, see, when you imagine in normal scenario, you might think that अरे कॉफ़ी का प्राइस बढ़ रही है इसलिए लोग टी खरीद रहे हैं तो मतलब नेगेटिव होगा. अरे नहीं, टी का प्राइस बढ़ रही है ये हमारे लिए फ़ायदा है क्योंकि हमारा क्वांटिटी डिमांड बढ़ रही है कॉफ़ी का. ओके, टी का प्राइस बढ़ रही है, इसका मतलब कॉफ़ी का डिमांड बढ़ रही है, तो हमारे लिए पॉजिटिव है. दैट इज़ वाई इट इज़ पॉजिटिव क्रॉस इलास्टिसिटी. It is positive cross elasticity. See, I will take maximum minus minimum always. Okay, so when I am, how is it increasing? Maximum and okay, final minus initial by final, right? What happened to the quantity demanded? It increased. So let us say it increased to 2 from 1, 2 minus 1. Similarly, what happened to the price? Price also increased. Price of what? Coffee. Remember, numerator is tea and denominator is coffee. So price increased from what? 5 to 10. So it will be like final minus initial. Okay, both are positive, so it will be positive. Whereas when I take for complement, bread and jam, the price of jam increased. Then why would people buy bread? They also need to eat it with jam. So you cannot simply buy bread. That means they are the complements have a negative cross elasticity. Remember this. Substitutes, they have positive cross elasticity because it is positive, because our demand will increase if our substitutes price increase. Whereas complements, it has a negative cross elasticity because it is negative for us. If the price of our complement increase, then people are not going to buy bread. That means complements have negative cross elasticity and substitutes have positive cross elasticity. I hope the concept of cross elasticity is clear. So what is Giffen-Good? You know the normal scenario, right? What happens to the demand curve? See, this is my demand curve. What is happening here? What happens when price increase? When price increase, people are going to demand less. When price decrease, people are going to demand a lot. But this is reverse in case of Giffen-Good. In case of in regular case, when price increase, demand decrease, quantity demanded decrease. But in case of Giffen-Good, when price increase, the quantity demanded also increase. So in both the cases of Giffen-Good, and there is also one good, Veblen-Good, I think. Yeah, Veblen-Good. The price, as price increase, the quantity demanded also increase. How is it possible? Let us see. What is a Giffen-Good? Giffen-Good is nothing but a low income non-luxury product. Example, rice. Low income non-luxury product, that is your necessity. So your price, the price of rice increased, people would like to buy, still like to buy. I will explain you with an example. Suppose you need to eat 10 kgs every day. Okay, you need to eat 10 kgs every day and you have only 100 rupees. How are you going to spend it? Let me say I have bajra and I also have wheat. How do you distribute? You need to have enough nutrients. So you will first check bajra, it is 5 rupees, and wheat, it is 20 rupees. In total I have 100 rupees. So and I need to eat 10 kgs. So I need to split this 10, right? It can be 7 plus 3 or 10 plus, okay, 7 plus 3. And when I am eating 7 units of bajra, one bajra is 5 rupees. When I am eating 7 units of bajra, it will become 35 rupees. and when I'm eating 3 units of wheat, 3 units matlab 3 kgs, 10 kgs, or let's say 10 units. Okay, so when I'm eating 7 kgs and 3 kgs, totally when I add it, in 95 rupees I am able to eat 10 kgs. Still I am left out with 5 rupees also. That is how it is. But what happens when the price of bajra increased? Let us say price of bajra increased to 10 rupees. In that case, people are still going to buy bajra. Why? See, I cannot distribute. If I need to eat wheat with 100 rupees, how much I can eat? I can distribute like it can become a 5. I can eat 5 kgs of wheat now, but it is how much? 20 into 5, it will become 100. But I need to have enough nutrients. Here I am only able to eat 5 kgs of rice. See, even if I make it into 3 kgs, it is already 60 here. That means I am left out with 40 rupees. And 40 rupees, if I divide it here, then it is going to become 7. Still I am in malnutrition. So my nutritions are not sufficient. Why? It is 4 plus 3. So let me make it 2. Then it becomes 22s are 40 and 60. Still 6 plus 2 becomes 8. So I cannot eat wheat. Let me take it as 20 into 1. So I am eating 1 unit of wheat, and I still have 8 unit left. So it is going to become 80, 90, 100. But still 8 plus 1 comes out to be 9. It is not 10. Therefore I cannot eat wheat, because definitely I need to eat 10 kgs per day. If therefore I need to sacrifice wheat to eat properly, I need to sacrifice my wheat. That means I'm now eating only bajra. Therefore you can clearly observe that even when the price of bajra increased, nothing happened to wheat is constant. But even when price of bajra increased, the demand increased from 7 to 10. Okay, the demand increased from 7 to 10 when price of bajra increased. This is the trick. Okay, you need to remember this example when you need to explain somewhere. When price of bajra increased, the quantity demanded also increased. This is a low income non luxury product, giffen good. This is very important. Okay, the best example is bajra and wheat. Okay, Veblen good is also very similar. The price, as price increase, the quantity demanded increase. How? Because see, let us say that the price of the car, Rolls Royce car, it increased. The price of the car increased. Now people want to show their status because it's a very high. It is a costly car. Therefore, everyone want to purchase it. The demand will increase. Say latest iPhone was released into the market. Everyone is willing to buy this iPhone. Why? Because iPhone, it's a brand. Everyone is willing to buy. So even when the price increased, people are willing to buy because it's worthy. It's that is why they say Veblen goods and give Giffen goods and Veblen goods. Giffen, and it is ending with n, and Veblen, both. As price increase, the quantity demand also increase. But these are when it comes to Giffen, they are low income non-luxury products. Okay, they are low income non-luxury products, and they are high income luxury products, Veblen goods. What is a speculative effect? Speculative effect reverses the demand curve. It reverses the demand curve due to expectation of certain future events. For example, say the stock market, right? How am I buying in stock market? I am expecting that the share price might increase in the future. That is why due to this sudden future expectation, because of the latest news articles I have seen, a lot of people are willing to buy due to future expectation. The quantity demand, it increased a lot. The price is increasing and the quantity demanded is also increasing. Why? People are expecting a lot more due to speculative effect. So yeah, people are willing to buy lot of shares because they know that as the price is increasing, share price is increasing, their quantity demanded is also increasing. Why? Because people know that in future it will increase furthermore. That is the difference with that is speculative effect. Okay, what are speculative goods? Goods that are pair of complementing competing goods, sorry, pair of competing goods. That means they compete each other. Tea or coffee, the kind of substitute goods, right? I think sorry, this is not speculative, this is substitutive goods, I guess. Now this is good, this is substitutive good. I mean, they are competing, pair of competing goods. Example, tea or coffee. They compete with each other. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, they compete with each other. When the price of Coca-Cola increase, people immediately buy Pepsi. They are called substitutive goods. And what are complementary goods? We have already discussed. Bread and jam, tea and sugar. They are all complementary goods. What is an economic good? Economic good, it is any good that benefits or that is utilized in the society. That is economic good. They also, you can use also some terms like economic goods have a degree of scarcity and opportunity cost. They are complicating it. It simply means that when you study basics of economy, you study that there is a scarcity of resources. Okay, and to gain something you will lose something, and what you lose is called opportunity cost. So yeah, economic good is nothing but the good having any good having a scarcity and opportunity cost. That is economic good, or goods that are utilized in the society or called economic goods. Anyways, okay. Now you know what is the difference between final good and intermediate good. Do you know the difference? What? Okay, I'll say. Final good is a product that has completed the production and transformation process. मतलब ये प्रोडक्शन हो गया इसका और इसका पैकेजिंग सब कुछ हो गया, and in the end it is available for customers. Okay, such goods are called final goods. Product that has completed the production and transformation process. Okay, such good is called final good. What are intermediate goods? एग्ज़ाम्पल बीच में है, मतलब प्रोडक्शन हो गया लेकिन इसका पैकिंग ऐसे कुछ नहीं हुआ, मतलब ये फाइनल स्टेज में आया नहीं, ऐसे गुड्स को इंटरमीडिएट गुड बोलते हैं. ये प्रोसेस के अंदर कंज्यूम हो जाते हैं. they are consumed in the process and these are not the final products. For example, when you are making milk, that milk when you are making barfi, you are using milk as an intermediate good. Okay, when that therefore milk in the case of barfi making is an intermediate good, but milk when you are selling directly to the customers as a product, that milk is a final good. Okay, so there are two cases: milk can be a final good or milk can be a intermediate good depending upon the scenario. What is a consumer good? What is a consumer goods? The goods that are purchased by consumers. Goods or services purchased by consumers are called consumer good or consumption good. And what is a capital good? Capital goods are nothing but they are the assets. They are the assets that will stay with you. They are not gone during the transformation process. They are not gone. You know, the land area, for example, it is always there with you. The land area where you are building your factory, that is an asset for you. The machinery that is used to use it for the production, they are that is also an asset for you. So the assets used in the production that do not undergo transformation are called capital goods. I think you are clear with consumer good, which is consumed by consumers, and capital goods, which are assets and that do not undergo the transformation process. I think now you are clear with all four: final good, intermediate good, consumer good, and capital good. Let us see some more terms. What is excludable and non-excludable? Excludable means you can easily exclude from consumption. You can easily exclude it from consumption. Non-excludable means it is difficult to exclude. It is difficult to explain like that. So I have bought a table here. See, this is excludable, non-excludable, rivalrous, non-rivalrous. Okay, see, there are four terms: excludable, non-excludable, rival, non-rival. These terms, though they look simple, they are difficult. So I mean, we need to be very careful when eliminating, while eliminating. Okay, excludable goods, they need payment, and non-excludable goods, they do not need payment. And rivalrous, remember this, that they need payment. Need payment. See, you can exclude it. Why you can exclude it? Because they need payment. Why you cannot exclude it? Because they do not need payment and they are available for public. They are available for public. Okay, such goods are non-excludable. For example, let me say, private goods are excludable. Club goods, they are also excludable. Why? Car, I pay for my car, I pay for my TV, they are all my own private goods, right? So I can exclude them. I need not buy a car, I need not buy a TV. It depends, I can exclude them from consumption. That is my wish. Wi-Fi, okay, I need not pay for Wi-Fi. Why? See, excludable, remember this, that they need payment, therefore you can exclude them. Non-excludable means they do not require payment, you need not exclude. Non-excludable मतलब need not exclude, ऐसे याद रखिए. Non-excludable is nothing but need not exclude because they do not require payment. Excludable मतलब, yeah, you can exclude them because they require payment. You need not buy car, TV, or you need not go on a toll road, or you need not buy a Wi-Fi, because they all need payment. Whatever need whichever goods require payment, they are excludable, and whichever goods do not require payment, they are non-excludable. So just think whether a good is excludable or non-excludable. Just think whether they need a payment or not a payment. For example, I am taking defense. Do I need to give a payment? National security is for everyone, so I need not do any payment. For example, common goods like a park, public park. Why do I need to pay for public park? No. So public goods are also non-excludable. What about common goods? Do I need to pay for coal? I think petroleum I need to buy, so I will exclude petrol, but coal is available, right? I think it do not require payment. So common goods, public goods, whatever they are, which do not require payment, they all come under non-excludable. I think you are clear with excludable and non-excludable. Do not confuse. Now let us see rivalrous and non-rivalrous. Rivalrous matlab possessive about stuff. Non-rival means non-possessive. That's all. I mean, see, for example, car. This is my car. This is my car. You cannot own my car because that is mine. Even common goods, let's say I bought this coal, I bought this petrol, so this is mine, and I am possessive about my common stuff, my common good. Whatever they are, whether they require payment or whether they do not require payment, I don't care. But I can be possessive about them. If I can be possessive about them, that is rivalrous. And if I need not be possessive about it, I pay for it. I can even pay for it, or I choose not to pay. It doesn't matter. But I am not possessive about them. I am not possessive about them. Example. What? Club goods like a toll road. I pay for toll road. टोल गेट पे मैं पे करूँगी, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि कोई और मेरी रोड पे आ नहीं सकते, ऐसे कुछ नहीं. कोई भी आ सकता है उस रोड पे, मैं पोसेसिव नहीं हूँ, लेकिन मैं पेमेंट कर रही हूँ टोल रोड पे. Similarly, Wi-Fi. I am paying for Wi-Fi. That it does not mean that no one on earth can use Wi-Fi just because I am using Wi-Fi because I am paying. No, it's not like that. I am not possessive. Therefore, it is non-rivalrous. And when I think of public good, public beach, public park, I am not paying for it, and moreover, I am not possessive about it. Therefore, it is non-rivalrous. And common goods, some common goods. Because some common goods I do not pay for them, but still I am possessive about it. I am possessive about them. I am not paying, yet I am possessive. That is the rivalrous. Okay. See now, when they ask you common goods, are they rivalrous? My answer will be yes. Common goods, are they non-excludable? मतलब common goods do require payment. When I say they do not require payment, therefore they are non-excludable. That's all. And private goods, whenever they say, just think. I'm asking you a question. Private good, excludable or non-excludable? मतलब payment or non-payment? Payment. Payment मतलब excludable. Non-payment मतलब non-excludable. Okay. Payment excludable. And possessive or non-possessive? Possessive. Therefore rivalrous. Now let us take one more example. Public goods. Payment or non-payment? Payment. No, non-payment. Non-payment means non-excludable. And possessive or not possessive? Possessive. No, non-possessive. Non-possessive means non-rivalrous. Similarly, club goods. Possessive or non-possessive? Non-possessive. Therefore non-rivalrous. Payment or non-payment? Payment. Therefore excludable. That's it. You need to always ask two questions. Just ask two questions. Possessive or not? Possessive or not possessive? Possessive implies rivalrous, and non-possessive implies non-rivalrous. It talks about rivalrous. And payment or do not require payment, that talks about excludable or non-excludable. Now let us see what is free rider problem. See, it is nothing but let us say there is a group of 5 people, and 4 people are doing a lot of hard work, and finally the group got 10 out of 10. But there is always a free rider who did not even do the assignment, but still he got a 10 out of 10 marks. He is called free rider. That means out of 5 people, only 4 people are paying tax, and the other one, he is a free rider. It generally happens in case of public good. Multiple examples. I can give multiple examples. Suppose there is a lighthouse. And sailors, they require light during night time. Indirectly it is helping. They did not take part in the construction process. He did not take part in the construction process, but they are just free riders. They are getting light. They did not pay a single penny for it. So lighthouse is one example where the sailors are free riders. Similarly, can you think of any other example? For example, national defense. Say you are not spending for national defense, but indirectly you are getting security for it. You are not paying them, but you are getting security from national defense. So you are a free rider in such a scenario. So this is a free rider problem. I guess you are clear. Now let us see 3 more terms: monopoly, oligopoly, and duopoly. Monopoly means there is only a single seller in the market, and oligopoly, there are few sellers, and duopoly, there are only 2 sellers. Okay. So in monopoly, usually the seller will have patent rights or statutory rights, and that is why no other seller can sell that product. And in oligopoly, there are few sellers. Example, Airtel, Jio, BSNL. Of course, and these few sellers are only operating the entire 95% of the market. For example, when I see the airlines, Indigo Airlines, Vistara, these are these 3 companies are operating the entire air, okay, air market, I can say. Okay, the flights, entire flights, only these three companies are only these three companies are operating over the entire 95% of the air sector, aerial sector. And duopoly, there are only two sellers. For example, Airbus and Boeing. These are the only two companies. So they are the largest aircraft manufacturing companies. जो भी एयरक्राफ्ट मैन्युफैक्चर के लिए हार्ड कोर पार्ट्स होते हैं, इनका मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सब ये दोनों कंपनी से सेल करते हैं, एयरबस एंड बोइंग. ओके, so I think now you know what is monopoly. There is only a single seller. For example, Google. Oh my god, Google is everywhere. Even when you install Microsoft na, there are automatically built up softwares in mobile phones, Samsung, etc. Everywhere Google is there. There is a single seller which took a patent rights, you can say. So monopoly. And oligopoly, if I talk about, there are few sellers, but the few sellers are occupying the entire 95% of the market. And duopoly, there are only two sellers. I think इतना तक समझ आया होगा. Okay, what is a perfect competition and a monopolistic competition? Perfect, मतलब competition is very perfect. Example, when you go to a mandi, what is mandi? Raitu Bazaar in Telugu. Okay, when you go to mandi, all the goods are identical and there is no entry barrier. Anyone can come, anyone can sell the product. So here you can see a perfect competition. There are equal prices and there are identical goods. There are no entry barriers. Such kind of competition is perfect competition. But you can also see the opposite one to this, monopolistic competition. What is it? DPDP, DPDD, SP. Okay. Distinguished product differentiation despite similar products. Distinguished product differentiation despite similar products. I think this is more clear now. Distinguished product differentiation despite similar products. For example, let us take KFC chicken. Many restaurants sell chicken, but why do everyone go to KFC? The product is similar. The product is in the end chicken, but people are going only to KFC. Why? Because there is a distinguished difference. The flavor, the crunchy feel that you get by eating chicken, the corns crunchy, whatever sausage they add, all these make the product distinguished. That is why people go to KFC, and it is creating a monopolistic competition. KFC. Okay, example KFC versus other restaurants. Okay, now let us check the theory of you know what is a monopoly and what is monopolistic competition. What is monopoly and what is monopolistic competition? They are different, definitely different. In monopoly there are many barriers because you use patent rights. Here patent rights are used and that particular company is not allowing any other competitors in the market. That is monopoly. And when it comes to oligopoly, there are few barriers. For example, Airtel, Jio, etc. There are few barriers and there are few companies, but still there are barriers. When it comes to monopolistic competition, there is no barrier. See, Airtel, Jio, etc. And here I am seeing KFC chicken. Are there any barriers? There are very few barriers. मतलब मेरी फ्लेवर और सॉसेज आप यूज़ नहीं कर सकते हो. KFC शेयर करती भी नहीं है. मतलब see, that is how it is about KFC. There are barriers, but there are very few barriers when coming to monopolistic competition. But oligopoly, it has a much more competition compared to monopolistic competition. मोनोपोली देख के कंफ्यूज मत होना। मोनोपोली में कम कंपटीशन होती है, कंपेयर बैरियर्स कम होती है कंपेयर टू ओलिगोपोली। ओलिगोपोली में मोनोपोलिस्टिक से ज़्यादा होती है, इसलिए मोनो देख के आप कंफ्यूज मत हुई कि मोनोपोली में कम बैरियर्स होगा ओलिगोपोली से, ऐसे नहीं। ओलिगोपोली में ज़्यादा बैरियर्स होती है मोनोपोली से, ओके। एंड मोनोपोली हैज़ लॉट ऑफ बैरियर्स बट कंपेयर टू ओलिगोपोली, oligopoly has few barriers. Monopolistic competition, they have very few barriers. And perfect competition, example mandi, yeah, there are no barriers from, okay. So you need to know the difference between these three terms. Just know the definition, because definitions are important whenever you write an answer in mains. So opportunity cost, marginal utility and marginal cost. Okay, what is opportunity cost? You heard it many times. What is it? It is the cost of next best alternative foregone. That's it. Cost of next best alternative foregone. Remember, opportunity cost, cost of next best alternative foregone. Cost of next best alternative foregone. Cost of next best alternative foregone is opportunity cost. What is marginal utility? Marginal utility is the additional. Marginal आता है तो additional याद रखिए. Marginal utility is the additional satisfaction obtained from consuming an additional unit, that's all, additional unit of goods or service, okay. Marginal utility is the additional satisfaction obtained from consuming a additional unit or goods or service. For example, let me say see 1 kg, I am producing 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg, 4 kg, and what happened, in 1 kg I have consumed 5 units, but when it comes to 2 kgs I have consumed only 4 units, and when it comes to 3 I am only 2. So see, when I am producing 4 quantity I am consuming only 1. What does that mean? For every additional, for every plus 1, my consumption limit got reduced. मतलब आप इडली खाए थे, अब 2 इडली खाया, 3 इडली खाए थे, 5 idlis there. What is the marginal unity when you eat 6th idli? You are not satisfied. Do you get that satisfaction when you eat the 6th idli? The 6th idli is different from first idli. First idli is so this is the additional satisfaction that you are getting here. The additional satisfaction between first idli and second idli, it is a lot. You got utility, let us say this is utility of happiness. सेटिस्फैक्शन, कितना सेटिस्फैक्शन आया आपको? 1 kg खाने से 5 यूनिट सेटिस्फैक्शन आया, 2 kg एक्स्ट्रा एक खाने से आपको 4 यूनिट सेटिस्फैक्शन मिला, एक्स्ट्रा 4. लेकिन आप यहाँ पे भी एक एक्स्ट्रा ही खा रहे हैं, लेकिन आपको यहाँ पे सेटिस्फैक्शन सिर्फ 1 यूनिट ही एक्स्ट्रा मिल रही है. तो दिस इज़ द डिफरेंस बिटवीन व्हेन यू ईट फर्स्ट, सेकेंड एंड 6th इडली, ओके. 6th इडली पे आप उल्टी करना शुरू करोगे, शायद वॉमिटिंग करोगे, क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा हो गया, ओके. सो दिस इज द एडिशनल सेटिस्फैक्शन ऑब्टेन्ड फ्रॉम कंज्यूमिंग एन एडिशनल यूनिट ऑफ गुड और सर्विस. दिस इज मार्जिनल यूटिलिटी. You know the opportunity cost and the marginal cost, it is the same. The additional cost for producing one additional unit of good, that will be obviously lower. आपने मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इतना सब कुछ सेटअप कर लिया एंड उसके बाद आपने प्रोडक्शन का प्रोसेस शुरू करे, तो आपको क्या लगता है कि एक और यूनिट करने से, एडिशनल यूनिट करने से आपको कॉस्ट ज़्यादा होगा, कम ही होगा? सो दिस इज़ नथिंग बट द एडिशनल कॉस्ट फॉर प्रोड्यूसिंग एन एडिशनल गुड और सर्विस. Now you know the marginal utility, additional satisfaction, marginal cost, additional cost for producing additional good, opportunity cost, cost of best next best alternative foregone. Now let us see very quickly what is an externality. Externalities are, they can be positive externalities or they can be negative externalities. Externalities are nothing but benefits. You can get a benefit or you might bear the cost. Benefits or costs that affect a party who did not choose to incur that benefit or cost. For example, मैंने वैक्सीन लिया, इसीलिए मुझे कोरोना नहीं आया. अब मैं घर आई हूँ, घर आने के बाद मेरे घर वालों को भी कोरोना नहीं आया मेरे वजह से, क्योंकि मैंने वैक्सीन लिया. I paid for the vaccine and I am immune to corona. But due to me, my family and my surroundings are also not affected. So this is positive externality. If I am positive, everyone is positive. Okay, see, I think you got my point. I mean, if I wear vaccine, then everyone in my surroundings are healthy. This is called herd immunity, and I will not be affected because these people will not be affected because I took the vaccine. What is negative externality? I am going in a car and I am polluting the atmosphere, air pollution, और आई एम पोल्यूटिंग द वाटर पोल्यूशन. इन सब की वजह से मेरे घर वालों को इनडायरेक्टली और मेरे सराउंडिंग्स को क्या होती है, दे माइट बी सफरिंग फ्रॉम हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स. ओके, सो दिस इज़ नेगेटिव एक्सटर्नैलिटी ड्यू टू मी. So externalities, they can be positive or negative. Negative externality का example है air pollution, water pollution, and positive externality का example है vaccination. Oh, I forgot to say you, this marginal utility, you call this theory as a law of diminishing utility. Law of diminishing utility. Okay. One more question. What is the difference between asset and liability? Simple. What we own is asset and what we owe is liability. Assets, they are the revenue for business. Assets, they are, for example, we have land, and from that land we are able to build a factory, and that is generating revenue for our business. The factory is also our asset. So the factory is generating revenue for us. So factory is an asset for us. So asset is something that is generating revenue for our business, and that is something we are owning it. But whereas liability, we owe it. I mean, we are purchasing we are taking loans. We are purchasing assets by taking loans. Why? To finance our business. So the liabilities, they help to finance our business. They help to finance business. Okay, they generate revenue for our business. They generate revenue for business, and they help for financing our business. I think it is clear the difference between asset and liability. So I think you are clear with the difference between asset and liability. Okay, this is what we own and this is what we owe. Coming to the difference between fixed asset and current asset. Fixed asset is also called as non-current. What is fixed asset? It is non-current. What is current asset? Current asset, it is nothing but cash. Cash is a current. There are fixed deposits and current deposits. आप पैसे करंट में रखते हो या सेविंग्स पे रखते हो, ये सब बैंक्स में पड़ा होगा. करंट मतलब कैश की फॉर्म पे रेडीली अवेलेबल होती है. ओके, इन्वेंटरी हो गया, कैश हो गया, सिक्योरिटीज़ हो गया, ये सब आप इमीडिएट बेसिस पे अवेलेबल होंगे. अगर बेचना है तो आप जल्दी बेच सकते हो इनको, इन्वेंटरी को. सो दे आर ईजिली कन्वर्टेबल. करंट एसेट्स एग्जाम्पल्स इन्वेंटरी, कैश, मार्केटेबल सिक्योरिटीज़, accounts receivable, etc. And what is a fixed asset? Okay, fixed assets are business accounts used for more than one accounting year. Example, buildings and factories, machinery, land, okay, furnitures, machinery, vehicles, okay, whatever they all come under fixed asset. Fixed assets more than one accounting year, and current assets, this is less than one accounting year. And what is depreciation? Depreciation is nothing but decline in the value of fixed assets. Decline in the value of fixed assets due to overuse or obsolescence. Okay, that is fixed asset. That is depreciation of fixed assets. What is law of diminishing returns? See, in economy, whenever you are increasing input, the output increase. आप ज़्यादा वर्कर्स को हायर कर रहे हो तो आपका रेस्टोरेंट का आउटपुट बढ़ेगी, लेकिन ये नंबर ऑफ़ वर्कर्स का एक लिमिट होना चाहिए. मान ले आपकी रेस्टोरेंट पे आप 5 वर्कर्स मैक्सिमम काम कर रहे हैं, एंड व्हेन यू हैव हायर्ड 5 वर्कर्स, the output is maximum. But what if you add additional 2 workers? so it is extra, unnecessary. So there are extra 2 workers, now there are total of 7 workers here. What happens? So these extra workers, they keep meddling, or else what happened, we are giving extra wages to them. That is how our output, the total profits are decreasing, because the extra workers are of no use. They are just time passing, they don't have enough work. And more than that, we are giving them wages. Indirectly it is affecting our output. So for example, let's say our output is 10 lakhs per month, but the new workers expenditure is itself 2 lakhs, let us say. So your additional input is reducing my output. That is what I want to say, and I have given you a basic example with a number of workers. I hope the example is clear. This is called law of diminishing returns. This is a graph between input and output. After reaching an optimal point of number of inputs, if you further increase the input, the output decreases gradually, and there comes a negative stage where your output is negative. आउटपुट नेगेटिव होना चाहिए, लेकिन ऐसे एक स्टेज भी आएगा जहाँ पे आउटपुट नेगेटिव है आपके इनपुट ज़्यादा होने की वजह से. Now let us discuss some of the fundamental questions in economy. Whenever you consider an economy, you think of what to produce. And if I thought of producing apples, or let's say I thought of producing a pen, okay, what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. These are the fundamental questions of an economy. And there are 3 types of economy. What are they? They are capitalist, socialist, and mixed economy. Do you know the difference between them? Do you know the difference between capitalist and mixed economy? Capital economy, when I say capital economy, it is like capitalist economy. It is mostly private sector oriented. Matlab, it says that economy has a driving hand, and it can control its own market, and there is no need of any intervention of government, क्योंकि economy खुद को handle कर सकती है from supply demand. Okay, that's all. That is capitalist market. Socialist market says there is a need of a certain government intervention, or socialist economies were centrally planned most of the time, and government intervention करेगी. It makes sure rich, it taxes the rich and gives to the poor. That is how socialist economy works. And when it comes to mixed economy, it is a mixture of both capitalist and socialist. मतलब इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन को प्रमोट करती है, और एक तरफ टैक्सेस लगा के वेलफेयर स्कीम्स भी लेके आने का कोशिश करती है. ये है मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी, और इंडिया इज़ अ मिक्स्ड इकोनॉमी. सो नाउ यू नो कैपिटलिस्ट, सोशलिस्ट एंड मिक्स्ड. Now let us discuss a theory. You know who is Adam Smith? Adam Smith, he is a father of modern economy. He talked about laissez-faire. Laissez-faire. What is laissez-faire? Laissez-faire, that is a Latin word which talks about an invisible hand. Okay, Adam Smith is the father of modern economy, and he is talking about invisible hand. You know about invisible hand already. So he says economy has an invisible hand, but this theory did not work out. See, in 1947 we got independence, and in 1991 we bought LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Why? Because we thought of expanding. Initially it is more of a public sector oriented. So between 1947 to 1991 there are mostly PSUs and government sector. People, even the fresh graduates would join public sector units instead of joining corporates. Infosys, they are willing to work for PSUs. So after LPG reforms, people started seeing future in the industrial companies. So, why do you think Adam Smith modern economy invisible hand fails? Do you know the 1929 Great Depression of America? Did Adam Smith theory really function during Great Depression? Do you think it is just okay to rely on demand supply of the market and blindly believe on a invisible hand? Don't you think there needs to be a government intervention? That's right. John Maynard Keynes, he said that government intervention is necessary. Okay, that was in 1929, that was the period of Great Depression where Adam Smith theory was questioned, and John Maynard Keynes recommended that government intervention is necessary. Okay. सो अगर हमारे इंडिया की बात करते हैं 1947 to 1991, it is mostly tilted towards public sector, but after 1991 it is a mixed economy. In both the cases it is a mixed economy, but it is tilted toward government before 1991, मतलब it is tilted towards socialism before 1991, and after 1991 it was tilted towards capitalism. So in either case it is the mixed economy. Now let us see some more terms. What is pro business and what is pro koni? What is the difference between them? In pro business, it is pro business. मतलब firms compete on a fair level. But in pro crony, there is a preferential treatment. For example, this company is related to social welfare. This company is helping poor people, so I will give a preferential treatment. Okay. That is pro crony, preferential treatment, and pro business are firms which are competing on fair level. That is why companies, they want a pro business environment, they do not want pro crony environment. For example, if government is supporting only those companies that favor the political party during elections, so companies don't like a preferential treatment. I think you are clear with the pro business and pro crony. Now let us see government intervention. There are two types of government interventions: maximum price intervention and minimum price intervention. What is maximum price intervention? This is to protect consumers from high prices. For example, MRP, maximum retail price. You see it when you purchase clothes. Maximum retail price is an example for maximum price intervention by government. And what is minimum price intervention? It is to shield producers. अगर कंज्यूमर्स को शील्ड करना है तो मैक्सिमम रिटेल प्राइस, अगर प्रोड्यूसर्स को शील्ड करना है तो मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस. एग्जाम्पल बता रही हूँ, ये प्रोड्यूसर्स के लिए मिनिमम, मतलब मिनिमम इतना तो आपको देना पड़ेगा, मिनिमम प्रोड्यूसर को इतना मिलना चाहिए, मिनिमम किसान को इतना पैसा मिलना चाहिए प्रोड्यूसर के लिए. मिनिमम प्राइस इंटरवेंशन. और रिटेल प्राइस इंटरवेंशन, इससे ज़्यादा रेट आप फिक्स नहीं कर सकते हो कंज्यूमर के लिए. ओके, दैट इज़ मैक्सिमम रिटेल प्राइस. नाउ आई थिंक यू आर क्लियर विद द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मैक्सिमम प्राइस इंटरवेंशन एंड मिनिमम प्राइस इंटरवेंशन बाय द गवर्नमेंट. Classical economics, what is it? This is almost similar to Lassalle's theorem. मतलब this is similar to Adam Smith model. It talks about a free market and no government intervention, that means maximum profit. And Lassalle's theorem, मतलब no government intervention and only based on demand and supply. Okay, that is a we have already discussed both of them. This is classical Adam Smith economics and Keynesian. What is Keynesian? It is John Maynard Keynes. That means he says a government intervention is necessary whenever there is recession. Economy needs a push. That means government is going to use its monetary and fiscal policies. What is pump priming? So government is going to spend a maximum of expenditures for employment generation and for job generation. That is what Maynard Keynes talks about in his theory. What is the difference between a classical theory and a neoclassical theory? The basic thing you can remember is that This emphasizes on a production and factors that influence the production. Okay, factors that influence the supply of goods and production, that is classical theory. And in neoclassical theory it focuses more on individual choices, individual beliefs, sub preferences. Okay, that is the difference, main difference between classical and neoclassical. ऐसे याद रख सकते हो, नियो क्लासिकल मतलब न्यू, मतलब यू आर नाउ थिंकिंग ऑफ फोकसिंग ऑन द इंडिविजुअल चॉइसेस एंड प्रेफरेंसेस. Here your classical, it is just classical, you know, that which is focusing on production and factors affecting the production. And a classical theory, it is based upon a historical analysis, whereas it excludes the history, and the neoclassical theories are expressed in mathematical models. That is very new. Now we are seeing two theories. One is behavioral economics and a nudge theory. Nudge theory, I will tell you in short what is behavioral economics. For example, Zepto says that see, your cart currently has 399, but however if you spend more than 400, there is a free delivery charge of 70 rupees. So anyhow you will manually calculate and check, okay, I am approximately spending this much. That means what can I do? What can I do? I can instead buy something and I will get a free delivery, and moreover I can buy some item. Any, you are actually not planning to buy something, but due to the discount or due to the free delivery you are planning to buy. So that is the market tactics that Zepto uses. Okay, Zepto, Big Basket, whatever, that is behavioral economics. What is nudge theory? Nudge theory is incentivizing someone to donate. For example, when you buy tickets in Book My Show, what do? You find that donate to the poor. Usually this thought never comes that I need to donate the poor. But when you are using the platforms like Book My Show, आपके मन में आएगा कि अरे मैं मूवी के लिए 200 पैसे वेस्ट कर रही हूँ, तो इसका मतलब यही है ना कि एक 2 रुपये तो दे सकता हूँ पूर लोगों के लिए, ये तो अच्छी बात है ना. तो आप बुक माई शो में अगर डोनेट ऑप्शन होंगे तो आप टिक करोगे और 2 रुपीज़ डोनेट करोगे. वही, दीज आर ऑल मार्केट टैक्टिक्स ऑफ अर्निंग मनी. Similarly, the programs like Swachh Bharat, they are promoted by celebrities to reach the people. Okay guys, thank you very much. I hope you understood the basics of microeconomics. In the next session we shall talk about national income. Okay, thank you.